anywhere. You have to sit down and ask questions.
Everybody, welcome. Once again, my name is Obeng Darko. Today I'm here with Okyere. He's an engineer from Kwabena University, the best university in Africa and one of the best in the world. And he's a fine gentleman. The guys will like you. So take it from here.
Okay. Engineer Obeng Darko, thanks so much for inviting me to your program. I really appreciate it, and it's a great honor because you have one of the best audience so far, and I'm happy to be part of your movement. And I hope that everything I'm able to contribute would be worth sharing and be beneficial to them as well.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Kwaku Danso, and I graduated from Kwabena University of Science and Technology. I studied geological engineering, and I'm currently working with one of the mining companies in our mining sector. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right. And so, what made you choose engineering? Why did you choose engineering?
Okay. First of all, I think I should have thanked Okyere.
Okay.
Because through him I got to. I don't want to say discover you, but
it's okay. You can be a white man.
I got to know you. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I got to know you through Okyere Sunday Startup Pack program way back 2020 during the COVID season.
Yeah.
So I'm added listener of radio way back uni days. I can just walk out of lectures and even go and listen to Okyere
Okay.
Yeah. So I really like listening to radio, and then I like listening to audio. Yeah. So Okyere, however you are, greetings to you, and thanks so much for the program.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, engineer, and we are all now because of political issues. I don't want to mention Achim here. Yeah, so
go ahead and mention what?
Yeah, he's closer to me. Abu to Achim is not far, so
okay.
That's where my father hails from. So
okay,
we are all Achim guys. Yeah.
All right.
So engineer, thanks so much once again. My engineer background, I think I'll thank one of my science teachers way back junior high school. Yeah, he taught me integrated science, and then me choosing.
So which school was that?
That was my JHS was Kissinger Baptist International School.
Okay,
yeah.
And SHS?
Yeah, SHS. I attended Ghana Senior High School, Kofodia.
Okay. Kofodia, Ghana.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, Kofodia,
okay.
Ghana.
Yeah.
Right. So I was part of the 4-year group, Kufo's 4-year group.
Okay.
So I think for our batch, it didn't matter the kind of program you choose prior to your SHS, because when you get there, our school we had that flexibility for you to choose any course you want to pursue. The first year, all of us, we had the same course, like the same core program that we were doing. So fortunately for me, aside the advice my SHS teacher gave me, I couldn't get science straight from the JHS. But when I got to SHS, in fact, during our the core subjects, I was doing well integrated science. So one of my teachers then time I would say he was a national service personnel. He completed K University. He did civil engineering. So he was teaching us this core science, and one day after our results came, and I was in the art class. He came to search for me and said, my guy, what are you doing over here? You did so marvelously. So why are you in general art? So and I think they opened a forum for us that if you think you are good enough, or if you want to change your course, you can change it. And they had some bond, like you sign a bond if you want to switch from one program to another. So I went to change from general art. Unfortunately for me, I think he. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Yeah, fortunately for me, I think he's one person I owe him a lot. He is in Finland right now
Okay.
as a geotechnical engineer.
Wow.
I was really not doing well in the general arts class because I don't know. I think the passion was low because I was already psyched that I have to do science, but unfortunately I couldn't get it. So he meeting me, telling me this. In fact, I really enjoyed it. And always I tell people that one thing that made me scared to even offer general art was economics. Because one definition for economics, they have like 3 or 4 different definitions. Adam Smith, whoever. But when it comes to atom, we have only one definition for atom.
That's right.
So why shouldn't I go in for that? Yeah.
Very
So I think I
straightforward.
owe them a lot. And yeah. And I was not really performing, honestly. So I went to science and I was on track.
That's right.
And from there, the time came for me to, we graduated for me to choose a program that is university. I had other option. In fact, right after school, I didn't go to school straight away. I had the opportunity to teach general science. And in fact, I fell for teaching. Okay. I realized I think I can teach also. I nearly went to university.
Okay, as a professional teacher.
Yeah. I wanted to be a science teacher, in SHS level, and then in part because I thought that was where my passion lies. But I would say if I weighed between the two, I was more enthused about the science, the engineering aspect of it. Right. Because my mentor, who is currently a senior technical engineer at Goldfields, he did engineering, the same geological engineering at University. So he told me I have to, like I told him I want a course that I want to do. So he was more or less my career coach, and then I chose engineering, and I've never regretted being.
Yeah. I told somebody engineering, any of the engineering course is the best of education. It gives you almost everything, It gives you maths, it gives you application, it gives you problem solving skills, critical thinking. You can do a lot in any field. If they put you as an engineer there. Wow. Okay, so then KNUST, and yes, go ahead. We are listening.
Okay, so KNUST, I was admitted to KNUST and they offered me geological engineering. Actually, that was what I chose to. Because I really wanted that course. Because prior to me going to university, they've started mining in my area. That is my community. So any of the engineering course, I knew that if I complete it, sure, I might get something doing, whether mechanical, civil, because at the construction stage, we need them. That's and even currently, in any of the engineering course, from mechanical, metallurgical, chemical engineering, any of them. So right away, I had my path where I was going to. So me being offered geological engineering, I think I was cool with that. And but one thing I missed was going to university. Our time we had this Ebola outbreak, so supposed to stay in the house for a month before we go to the school. By then, I had resigned from teaching. So I have a family brother who is into this electrical rewinding job. So I said, no, for me to be idle in the house, I have to join him. So I went there, and then we started with this electrical appliances, motor rewinding, 3-phase, whatever. So I was developing interest for it. I said, so this thing is very practical.
You nearly went into electrical.
And in fact, if I had the opportunity to change my course again, like how I had opportunity at SHS, I would have changed to electrical engineering because I had fell for it. Yes, it was very practical, and I don't want to jump the gun, but it gave me I would say it brought out something in me, an innate ability, and it really helped me way back K University. Wow. Because that was the skill I used to fend for myself when I go to university. So if you get to Kunti, a lot of people knew me as a repairer then.
Wow! So you're repairing gadgets or
yes, yeah. But as I always say, I at that time we didn't know anything entrepreneurial. Like we were just there. I think I discovered to use it way back in school when Kunti second floor and in fear. That was where I was sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say boys, we wanted to cook some and one more. And
that's right. Yeah.
Along the way, our rice cooker, the fuse blew. So we have to find ways and means. And I told them, oh, I can't prepare. So we even cut somebody's iron cord to the fuse, and then so my guys contributed. They gave me something small. I went to Tech Junction to buy my first screwdriver because going to university, I didn't say anything. I mean, everything was I'm going to study. I want to be this. Yes, what I will focus on. So since then, I think the boys started spreading me like, oh, if you have any problem, I was in room 46.
Oh,
then
so you go to a time I was in 4-4. I was in 4-4.
Oh, 44.
Yeah.
Oh, serious. So just 2 rooms away from me. Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first year we were at the last floor, last but one. I forgot the number. Okay. And then the next 3 years we were at 4-4. Myself, okay. Kingsley is a lecturer at KN University now, and biology, and Ofelabi is a heart surgeon, and Frank is in South Africa, is a lecturer there also.
Fantastic. Oh, that's fine. So that's so much. I'm happy. I'm happy. So from there, in fact, I got to know a lot of people through this electrical repairs. And one guy now, he's a big guy in Ghana, is a pizza man, chicken man.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's your friend?
Chris B. Very close friend, because he stood for SRC president, and I was part of his campaign team as electrical repairer. Repair appliances. That is part of his campaign message.
What were you doing with as a repairer in a campaign team? What were you doing?
Okay, so this was as part of our strategies to win people. We were giving them an offer. If you have any electrical appliance problem, you call me, and then he has paid for it, so we repair for you for free, because I would say electrical election season, so we are doing freebies. We are giving them freebies so that we can read their hearts.
So you were buying.
Okay. Okay. Wow. But he was good. One of the best graduating during our time graduating guys. Was very good, very, very good. Wow. To get first class and then venture into entrepreneurship. You see, Ghana, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Yeah, because we think that all the first class students, more or less like you have to join the either lecturing or join a company, but for you to get first class in Ghana, start a business, it's not easy. Yeah, so he was I was part of his campaign team, and then continued to student politics, because there is electrical repairs. There's one guy, KFC, I was also part. He became the Nukes president.
Wow.
I think 2018. So I was part of them. And because of this electrical repairs, you see, it was in, out. But I was in throughout.
Because you're always doing the repairing.
Yes, and it was for campaign. So if you win, I'll get a room there.
So you're a campaign strategist.
Yeah, as part of the campaign strategy. So
that's right.
It really helped me, and it made me enjoy campus. Yeah, lots.
Amazing. I mean, that's the fun of being on campus.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So throughout,
I almost slept in all the halls. Yeah.
Wow. Did you sleep at Africa too?
Africa, by 10, you have to leave there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
that's it.
Okay. Okay. So how did you hear of us?
Okay, so 2020, I think around June, yeah, I was just surfing through the radio. By then, I used to listen to Nana JC Kappa. I was listening to the statue, one by the free also came to share from Saudi Arabia. I think she traveled to Saudi Arabia. So I developed some interest listening to her. I was at work then because I have about 4 family brothers who are working as sprayers in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Wow. So right after the program, I think he mentioned that in this COVID, we are not going to waste radio program. Radio have to get results, blah blah blah. And he introduced you. So I was listening to it, I said, wow, where from this man? We have so strong belief in Ghana that like anything that would he's not repeating it. No name the was for Ghana. So with time I said, wow, the money is deep. So through that with I got to develop interest in you, and then every platform you go to, I started following you. I've searched you on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and then your books. I bought some of your books as well. Yeah.
Wow. You see, some of the philosophies that we developed.
Your program, in fact, almost, I would say almost every day, some of them are my favorite. The topics you can a lot. Yeah. So that's how I got to know you. Yeah.
Wow. Some of the things that we share. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
Okay. When we were in school, I started to read. But then after school, I was reading a lot about business, finance, management, vision, how to organize your life. So I really did not want to, I remember I was doing national service, internship, second year. And I went to a Greek engineering department. And after that, I was sad.
No, I'm here.
Okay, so I was saying some of the things that I was sharing. When we were in school, I did internship at Agricultural Engineering Department and the Ministry of Agric. And I was not happy. I saw the engineers there. Said, no, I would not want to be this one. No. So I started to read a lot about business, and so when you were in school, even when I would go to the library, but I would be reading about psychology, management, things like that at the library. I was not really reading about thermodynamics and those things that much because I wanted to see, why am I doing this course? Why? So after school, what is this? What am I going to do with my life? Not with engineering, but what am I going to do with my life? And I think that helped me. And so I read a lot of books. But the thing that changed my conviction in Ghana, in Africa, was when I started to read about African history. And for me, if there is any topic that is a game changer, it is that one. Fantastic. Getting the right African worldview. Because I've seen that we have produced engineers, doctors, lawyers all over, But technically, the kind of education that we are giving is purely a white man's education. You know, so before the geodetic engineering that you're reading, you just have to prefix it. It's white man's geodetic education, you know, engineering, agri-engineering, Western agri-engineering, medicine, the same. Law, what law is even obvious, they wear the white man's wig. So it's very obvious that it's a case law that we're doing here. Because if you look at how we do our things, our history, it's not how we are taught in school. You know, when you're going, I mean, you were, most of us, when we were, before we went to nursery, they had a name to call us, you know. You go to school, then they add the English name and they put your father's name somewhere. Meanwhile, you were named after your grandfather or your father's brother or something like that. So there's this connection. You can't go there and speak P, you know. And when you go to school, the maths that they are teaching you is white man's name there. They don't put your grandfather's name there. They don't put any African name to say that this protagonist or this theorist was from Ghana or from Kenya or from Nigeria. So it's a colonized education that we've been given. So until you reboot yourself as an African, you will not be confident here. You know, and that's why a lot of us will finish school and we want to go to America, we want to go to Canada, we want to go to England. It's, you know, because there is no sense of history and there is no sense of identity. Even those of us who will try to find another form of history, will just go to Emina and when the white man came here. So when I started to read a lot about this, then I became so much relaxed. Then I started to believe that there is nothing that you know, I could not do as an African. And I've spent a lot of hours studying history. I think, and most of us as an engineer, your education, they don't put any history there. The African-centered history is not in any course, you know? So you go to school and finish around 23, 24, 25 as an African, and you have image identity. So we have a lot of lawyers, doctors here. They even speak Twi, eat fufu, support Asante Kotoko, support Black Star, but they have no consciousness as Africans. And most of them are heading our institutions, big institutions. But when they have contract, they will give it to a white man. It's obvious. They will send their children to school abroad. They don't care about the suffering of the people because they are not conscious. And there is difference between being cultured or being cultural. Most of us have some level of traditional understanding of our, you know, of our people, whether you are Kan or your Ewe or Dagomba, we have some culture. But the knowledge that will make you proud to say that the white man is not better than me, that knowledge is not in the culture. That knowledge is in the consciousness. So I think that was the game changer for me. And from there, then anything that I could study, you know, I didn't care because I was so confident that I'll be successful. You know, because a man cannot be free until he knows himself. And you can't know yourself until you have proper understanding of history and not the history that the white man has taught. You know, so for me, that was more significant, a kind of education that I had. So when you saw that program, that was the expression of all the years that we had compiled and learned and devoted to learning some of these things. And this was not engineering. This was purely something that I had to self-educate, you know. And
well done. Benefited a lot,
yeah, so that was it. And then we started to build business and we started to study about finance, started to build how to build people, how to build team, how to build systems on our own. Now, all those things start to come to play, you know, how to be less superstitious and think to develop things, think to build, think to structure, think to run, you know, and that's where the education as engineer comes in handy. That's where the mathematical influence comes in handy. Because the moment you come to a stage where you can think, then you have completed school here and you look at what problems can I solve. You know, you don't become desperate now because you know that wherever you are, you can build your life. And for me, that was it. So if you heard the program, that was the whole essence. And that's why I put it in the book perspective, actually. That was it. After we had gone through a lot of, you know, hustle and bustle. We're trying to build businesses, all kind of businesses we tried, and then some started to succeed. That was the experience we put in book, So that's it. Continue.
Okay. All right. I think it was so profound and with the, do you know what one thing I think that day struck me was I had never thought that from the day the time the Europeans came to Ghana, for the time we got our independence, it was more than 400 years.
Wow. It's more than 400 years. Yeah.
So yeah, so when he said that, so from 1471 minus 1957 is 480 something years. Oh, then we've not got it to any place, because even the 80 something years on it, we've not even got it to wipe away the hand we've caused us.
You see? Yep. Yep.
So I sat down and said, wow, if you sat down and then we analyze some of these things, I think we will stop putting pressure on us, like we want to be running.
That's right.
We are not there yet, but we are trying.
That's
we are
right.
doing our best.
Yeah.
But it seems we want to catch up with the quiet, with the fast everything they've given us now. And I think, as you always we've been discussing, they are throwing a lot of things on us, and instead of us to have the strong belief that we can also do our stuff, so we are just accepting this, and then we are throwing away our beliefs, our culture, and then everything. So since then, I've always thought about this. Why is it that even when we are filling our forms, we have first name and last name?
You see?
Our white name is the first name, and our real name is the last name.
The last name.
Yes.
That's right.
Because let's take, for instance, somebody's my name, for instance, I have the English name in it. If I'm filling forms, I have the first name. That should have been my local name. But
that's right.
That is mine. I will say that should be my alias, not my proper name.
That's right.
But now we've been conscientized that if you don't have that name, if somebody asks you of the name and you mention the local name, they look at you in some way, and I still don't get it. But I think with the kind of education, the kind of audience you are gathering, it will get to a time, with time, all of us, we will get to know a lot. Now, a lot of us are in the dark. When the light is shone on us, we will really understand whatever is going on, and then whatever we have missed. Because as we go, every day we repeating this, so proud to the coming of the whites, the European, the Portuguese.
Yeah.
So we are not doing anything.
That's what they tell us.
Just there.
Yes, that's what they tell us, that we were uncivilized. They came to civilize us. Those are all lies. Those are all lies. That's the history that they wanted you to know. If they were, then who told us which food to eat and which food not to eat?
Fantastic.
Who told us who to marry and who not to marry?
Good.
Who told us how to put a chief here and not a chief woman? Why were we not killing ourselves? We were civilized people. We were kingdoms. We had chiefs. And it had run for thousands of years in all the tribes in Africa. But the white man came to lie, and he continues to lie, and he is now giving us all kind of education. So there's a lot of conflict and a lot of confusion. And a lot of the things that we are trying to look for answers, this is it. It's the way that we think of ourselves. Currently, the way we think of ourselves as a people is the problem. Because if you're able to think of ourselves well, then no matter the structures that they have put in place to control us, we'll break through. Because then we will know this is how they think. We don't even know how they think of us. And therefore, that is the advantage they have. So our people are focused on things that will never build their future. So now we focus on football, focus on religion, focus on politics, focus on comedies, instead of us to focus on building a people, building a civilization, building a society, producing the things that we need, solving our problems, So, but
brilliant. But there are certain things, if you don't have a tertiary background, there's no way you can. Yes, unfortunately for me, unfortunately, one of the panelists told also he got to know me. I computer tech, but as you, I think you've had this attitude. We should talk about attitude in your submissions. Those of us who have had the opportunity to attend university, when they are given, to them the lower jobs, they are comparing the job criteria with their degree. So they term it as lower jobs, not lower paying jobs, but lower jobs.
Okay.
Because when they are given that job opportunity, they are able to grab it, but they will work for, let's say, 3 months, 4 months, and then they become compost. They will start giving them problem.
Okay.
So we see the with the notion of some with the hiring companies, some of them have the notion that when you hire a graduate and then you give them a lower position, which befits their degree or whatever diploma, they, with the, let's say, first 3 months, they have that enthusiasm to work. But with time, it starts to face, and they start murmuring about either salary, workload, and they think they also have, because definitely you are going to meet somebody you have equal degree or qualification with. Yeah. So they have that notion that a lot of people can't cope with that. And for them to get rid of that, then when they are advertising for their job position, their requirement is strictly SHS. Yes. So for you to
category.
get it, that category, SHS or maybe JHS or other qualification. So for you to be shortlisted to be part of that, you have to forfeit your university and then send in that. But I always listen to you people, and you say that wisdom is the applied knowledge. If you get the knowledge and you don't apply it, then there's no even need to waste your money on it, because listening to you on radio is data. Because our place, for instance, you can't get the Peace FM frequency. So every day I listen to you through tuning is data. Watching YouTube is data, and they are all money. So if you've gotten this information and you can't apply them, then there's no need for it. So I have to go in with this. If I get it, fine. If I don't get it, we move. The term we normally use. So I placed in my application with the university and everything. And because I was shortlisted, and because of that notion, all the interview was centered on, are you sure you do this job? Do you think you can do? Your supervisor might have a qualification of, let's say, JHS. Are you ready to work with them? But I had, apart from whatever I listened to other sources as well. This man Abetokan once said something that if he's hiring 2 people, somebody who is redundant for, let's say, 2 years, and somebody who works on, let's say, even sell pure water, or wakes up early to even be a trotro mate, and somebody with a degree who is redundant in the house not doing anything, to pick that trotro or whatever mate and then leave that other person in the house. The reason being that the person who has been in the house for, let's say, 2 years without doing anything, that person is one, rusty. That person can even wake up at 5 or like the brain, I don't want to say it's dead or something, but yes, it's inactive. So you are now going to spend a lot of time to train the person, to motivate the person, for the person to start. But the person who is someone who is already doing something, in fact, he's always all the time sharpening his knife. So the word go, the person can join the stream, and then people can stream together. So I had some of these things in mind, and then was motivated. You see, you can And I always say this: if I have decision and I meet 3 people and I ask them of, let's say, their advice or whatever, sometimes I just need just a stamp, something. Oh, you can do it or you can't do it. But I've taken my decision already. If I ask more than 3 people, then I'm indecisive. It means I don't even have the permission to even do the thing at all. Because any advice I'll get from the people is more or less like I'll be working in their will, not my will. So I had already signed myself up, and I joined them. And in fact, I will not mention anybody. They are one of the best people I met.
Wow.
Yeah, they really trained me. The position I applied for, because of Corona, some people they went to the house, and then I was promoted to a different position within some short period. It was even less than 5 months. And in fact, the position I was promoted to, though we have this notion of giving you this position, you are, let's say, doing something which is higher, but you are not paid for that. Some people do mama, oh, may you be a juma. I have to get this, which though I was paid with the salary of the position I applied for, but I really just enjoyed working in that faculty, because as a graduate, you'll be doing your titration, a lot of calculations, acid, whatever combination, whatever, and you see, you can feel some sense of belonging, though your salary doesn't reflect that. But I saw that at least I'm okay, because with your chemical analysis you have been taught in the uni days, there are some of the machines they've talked about it in the uni. You've not even seen them before, but here on the job you are using them. So I thought that no, Medu, yeah, I'm there. Let's forget about the money.
But you see, but that was the psyche you needed. The fact that you, after all, how many wives do you have? I don't know. But you know, there's no child, there's no wife, you know. So why not take it, even if they are not paying you? The fact that they can open their door to say, come and learn. That is cool, that somebody will go and pay. And you can never predict who you will meet and where they will connect you to. So for me, if you're a graduate, if you're a young person, when you're going to look for a job and you have no experience, don't talk about salary. Talk about connection. Talk about what you're going to learn.
Yeah, and Mr. Obeng, let me put in this. You know, one funny thing. Prior to that job, I was a safety officer, supervisor on the construction site. And I can say that I was earning ×2 of the job I applied.
Okay.
So it's like in terms of salary, from grass to grace, now it's from grace to, in fact, brown grass. So in terms of salary,
it was not good.
Like I was down. But I used to listen to you all the time. But do you know the times I used to listen to you a lot? When I go for my night shifts, because for you to sleep, you can't be working and sleeping. Anyone who is in the mining will tell you that if you take the mining regulation, it's an offense for you to sleep in the mines when else on duty. I think something penalty units, and you can even be in prison for that.
Whoa.
That is, you can take it as lighter note, but if the inspectorate division come in and you are court master, and my company I'm working, they are very strict because of their integrity, safety wise, because you are working with acid at that time. You can't be sleeping whilst you are with your volumetric flask, because it can even pour on your skin or whatever. So for you to get something that will ginger you, in fact, it was a timely intervention for me to meet you, because I could have opted for music. I can listen to music or something like that, and it will still keep me active. But your voice was so sweet that I couldn't. I was just listening to them. At first, it started as entertainment, and then gradually it got to start to have some impact in my life. And all this I'm saying, it got to a time at times you feel like because from 6 to 6 you not rest and you are working. But I'm earning some peanuts. At times you have that notion that as I do I think I can do it. But there's one topic. I think I've forgotten the exact topic, but the content was about work ethic. Work ethics. Working for someone with your own heart. Because if you want to be an entrepreneur, you should have that ability to work for somebody. Because you said one thing, in fact, you said entrepreneurship. If let's say you own a company, there's no holiday, there's no break. In fact, you can't say so you are resting, just walk like you are done. So I said, wow. And I had that motivations, and it really helped me because whilst working, you have a lot of thoughts. But you say, one, we have to respect your work owners. They give you that chance. It's an opportunity they give you. As I said earlier on, they could have taken my documents away and given it to somebody who it befits. But they gave me the opportunity. So I have to respect them and then work for them diligently. In fact, because it's part of the training, some of the things I heard from you. And it got to a time like they started liking me and this blah 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 blah. So I really enjoyed them and they also enjoyed them. And one lesson I learned one lesson from them when I got a different opportunity, I would say is better opportunity because when I got my new job, the interview day, all the questions was not me, the individual, but my former company. So if let's say if I had done anything bad or if I had shown up any bad attitude or whatever, I think it would have cost me a lot because your background check, they are the people, and with this new company, their background check is not like they just you have to send some paper for them to write a recommendation letter or something. No, they go there themselves, pick your records, ask about you, your behavior, everything before in your probation. Even they go to the stand of any institution you've worked with, the schools you've attended.
Wow.
Even if you went to school in Burkina Faso, they will even go there and then check your background because good is good. If you don't have the right attitude, you can't work with it. So they want to know who you truly is. And I think it really helped. Because one time I went to their place and the manager called me, your new company, they came to ask for you and this. And as you know what I was about you. So I was really impressed and I really thank them as well. So with the little I can say now is we the graduates, you shouldn't be pompous. The little opportunity you get, master, grab it well. And I think it serves as the springboard for you because there's no way boom from undergraduate and then you earn a bigger position. No, it doesn't work that way. Even in the mining companies, for you to get some of these positions right from school, they have what we call the graduate training. The training for 2 good years. It's not this theory training, hands-on training, no matter your course. And these multi-million companies, I think they do them a lot. Yes, you write aptitude tests and then they pick you from there. But some of us who are not able to get these opportunities, they say your attitude is your capital. You have to put in an attitude that they can buy from it, and then they will give you something for you to do. Because there's no better CV than your attitude. You can write one of the best, but if you go there and misbehave, and that's why they have probation.
That's right.
Some of them 3 months, 6 months, and we say submit to say insane. It can come out at any time. Yeah.
That's right.
No matter how cunning you are. One day to come out and then you'll be
before
expelled from there.
Before I come to your business, the oil business you told me about. Why didn't you travel? Because most graduates now want to travel. Most graduates want to go and do MSc, PhD. You know, why didn't you travel, or why didn't you join politics? But let's stay with the travel.
Okay. That's a good one. Traveling was, in fact, the topmost priority right after school.
Okay.
Because I wanted to go outside and then do my master program. And then with my master's program, in fact, I placed in a lot of effort. I applied for a lot of schools. I had some of them from China to I had about two consecutive schools in China, and then Italy, Camerano University, Unicam. I think that school too, they offered me admission to offer this program, Environmental Risk, something engineering, yes. And then in fact, I was following every scholarship on this earth. Erasmus scholarship, the Turkish scholarship, the Hungary scholarship. And in fact, everything I hear, every scholarship I hear, I was following them. I was eager to travel outside. And not because I want to do masters. That is my gospel truth. Not just to do masters, but to skip the unemployment ladder. I was just afraid I can't afford to finish school and then be in the house idle for my parents to feed me. So I wanted to do everything possible right after national service. In fact, they did the service and my bag should be at Kotoka, traveling outside Ghana.
You want to leave us alone?
Yes, because the future was blurred. Like I didn't know what to do. And I know with this, a lot of national service personnel, even those of us we completed with, still have not found their fate. And the only option, as I'm speaking to you right now, I know there is the national service personnel somewhere who is applying for a lot of schools. And with, for instance, the Italy one, I was eager to go for that one. I was eager to go. So I did a lot of them, my traveling, insurance, and engineer. You unemployed graduates, you don't even know your fate. A little you save for national service, you want to travel outside Ghana. The visa application, the kind of money they take, I didn't, though I didn't keep records of it, but I think it was more than 5,000.
Wow.
Because some of the schools, if you want to apply,
you have to pay.
Scholarship, you pay application fee, and it's invest.
Yeah.
Some of them will reject you. Saskatchewan University, Canada,
That's
Regina
Canada.
University, you go schools that's like their fees, the chief fees or whatever. Like you want to be absorbed into their system, and $200 current. Let's be speaking now. $200 is around if 2 times 8, what 16. So $200 is around 1,006. So let's say $200, $100 or whatever dollars you pay. You are the little you save, you are consuming it. And traveling insurance alone, it was around that time 400, 500 cedis. Traveling from my village to Accra, you don't know anyone over there. You have to get a place to sleep.
So what's the feeling when you finish school and after national service? How's the feeling? I mean, I went through the same. What do you do? Especially when you don't have somebody to direct you. You know, most of us who come from backgrounds where maybe the father did not go to higher school or the mother did not go to higher school. Maybe they don't have a lot of connection in government. So, you are like any other average Ghanaian. Very few have their parents were established, were connected, that they don't have to worry about the next stage. A lot of us will be deciding for ourselves. And how was the feeling?
In fact, it was a scary moment. The future was blurred.
Wow.
In fact, I didn't see any light at the end of any tunnel.
Why didn't you see? Why?
Because my mind was tuned towards traveling outside. There's nothing good in Ghana. I can't do anything for myself.
That's right.
Electrical engineer. Am I going to establish business? Am I going to venture into galamsey? Like, I didn't have anything. But one thing I forgot.
No, go ahead.
One thing I forgot to do was you see, way back in school, I was talking about this electrical repairs.
Yeah.
Honestly, it earned me a lot.
Yeah.
If I had paid attention then, I wouldn't have been scared.
That's
because by the time I was completing school, I had more than 2,000 cedis in my account.
From the repairing?
Yeah.
From the
repairs. Yes, because if somebody calls you as Brunei,
that's
and
heavy,
you go
heavy
there to repair, that's easy. At least I'll run away, I'll go and do these repairs. And I was saving,
so you
I was chilling with my friend.
You had a business, you just didn't build a business around it. And yet you completed school and you were scared to live in Ghana. You wanted to travel to any country, Turkey, Italy, Canada. That is what I call a virus. And it catches all of us. In all colonies, in all countries that they have branded as poor developing, it's a virus. If the white heaven does not catch you, superstition will catch you, religion will catch you, or politics will catch you. But most of us, we think that if we travel, we will succeed. Instead of us to look for the basic things that we need to understand for us to become successful with our lives. So instead of us to sit down and say, let me plan after school, I'm 23, let me plan for the next 10 years of my life. Let me plan for the next 20 years of my life. What really my life is about. I have a degree, which is great effort, but it will not cross us because you'll be looking at, if I go to New York, I'll work, they'll pay me 1 hour, $20. It's a virus. And it's caught so many of our people. You know, and many great minds, many great lives have become average just because they move out, they rush out without planning their lives. You know, because you had a skill, you completed school with money, and yet you still will not look and say that, yes, I can build this into a business. You know, it was a whole skill that you could easily build into a business, great business. And yet they will not look at that because of the content, sometimes from the school and sometimes from the media, and lack of great content as to what to do with your life if nobody will employ you. Yeah. You know, so continue. You can pick it from there.
Yeah. So and I think one thing you normally say is if you sit down for you to be like after school, then you set for job or you start working, then it means you are lazy. That thing struck me. And it's true. You are 25 after national service, you are now going to set for job.
Oh, you are late.
25 years of your no. So I said, so I could do this thing way back.
Yeah.
I was not even at that age. And now I don't even know what the future holds for me. So, in fact, as you were saying, we are bombarded with the white mentality that if you travel outside Ghana, you are going to make it big.
Yeah.
And then a lot of stuff that are going around. Just this Sunday, I was speaking to a friend. She graduated as the best mining students in UMAT during our time. She's in Belgium right now. All because of these job stars. She's in Belgium. And she told me one time, I was just talking to her and I was like, oh, then I can see you're enjoying life. She has even gone to break her leg through riding a bicycle to work. And she said, no, you people, you think like this place is paradise as you people perceive. No. At the end of the day, if you don't take care, you can even save up to 200 euros. And I said, are you sure? And she said, yes, she's not lying to me. She's being honest. And I said, oh, okay. So if that is the case, why are you there? You are such a brilliant chap. But he said, oh, that's me. I didn't even know some of these things. But I'm here. I'm just praying that things will work out. And
see, so that's danger now. Now he or she is living her future or his future to chance instead of deliberate design. You see? So the probability that that person will succeed with his or her life is very little, because life is intentional, you know? So you are here, you have designed your life. You continue to focus on it, 20 years time, you'll be huge. And they will still be struggling to find themselves. Very few will succeed. You know, very few. But when you are here, the heat is there. The heat is here. At least the first 2, 3, 4, 5 years is heavy. You know, but when you get there, you can get any kind of job to do. But latter part, you see that it swings, you know. Okay, so how about your business?
Yeah.
You told me about the business that you are also doing.
Yeah. So I think this book of yours, Streamline.
Yeah.
Let me go into your book a bit.
Okay.
You said something that if you grew up with the right understanding of money,
Mm-hmm.
and I have an acronym for it, the APM principle, how
Okay.
it is acquired,
Mm-hmm.
preserved,
Mm-hmm.
and then multiplied.
Okay.
And I sat down to analyze that. I realized that all these three things, the most easiest of all is the acquisition stage.
Okay.
Anybody can make money.
All right.
Preservation is quite difficult, but the Herculean task of all is the multiplication stage. And some of us, let's say those of us, since I listened to you on the three types of mindsets, I've stopped using those of us working who are fortunate. We are not fortunate. We are just not fortunate, because our mind has been sent automatically to the middle to poor mindset, because we know that the wage will be coming in every time, every day. In fact, every month we start counting. Today is 1st June. Those people who receive their salary on 30th, 29 days more. If you receive your salary on 25th, 24 days more. And we don't think again. We have blockade head. We are not doing anything for ourselves. So with that mindset, I said no. The monkey and banana analogy. If you give monkey banana and money, the monkey would definitely go for the money. Forgetting that if it takes it will go in for the banana. Forgetting that if it goes in for the money, it can buy a lot of banana and even buy the tree itself. So now you are having some wages or salary flowing in. What can you do to have generational, let's say, business or something for your case? And then the sustainability is the key for you to, right after retirement or whatever, and anything can happen along the way. Especially those of us in the private sector, my life can come to an end. Whatever it is can happen to you. You can't, let's say 10 years time, if the mine has closed down, you can't go to Senate that because they have a time limit for it. If you have consumed all the seeds they've given you without planting any, you are going to suffer a lot. Now, I don't have the capacity to bear fruit. I'm now growing. So I have to get the roots. So with these principles, so I tried something on the palm oil business. And that's the business, I would say, my parents who catered for me, my guardians, they used to cater for me because they were into this palm oil business. And if they've been able to accumulate a certain amount of money from this business to cater for you for 4 good years in the university, it means if you applied the knowledge you acquired in school to it, you're going to make it. And I picked that line from your grandfather's analogy hauling of material on his land, his cocoa farm, and you always say this, beating poverty is not far from venturing into our local businesses. If you know crypto and those things, fine, that's you. But some of us who have not gotten to that stage, we can venture into this business, agri, investment, the food. And you even mentioned that it's not necessarily that you have to venture into the farming and weed yourself. You can be what you call the middleman. They can produce, you can go in for the foodstuffs and then we sell it to people. And that's what I'm doing now. And it's a good one.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. It's a good one. I love that. It's a good one. And you see the school that you went to, the mathematics, the organization, the ability to solve problems, talking to people, being able to keep records, data, they're helping. And really that's the essence of school.
Yeah, for you to count your money, you need education.
You see?
Yeah, and there are, as you're saying, there are certain decisions those I'm working with, let's say, some are very intelligent, but there are certain money decisions they will take. Their record keeping is very low. Some of them even use their charcoal to write on the wall, but me, I'll keep them. I have my Excel spreadsheets. I have software on my phone that in fact, any penny we buy, I put in, and then we do the small accounting, we do our how we do call it, whatever balance.
That's
and
right.
then we know that we are gaining, broken even, or whatever. Yeah. So that one too, education is really, really necessary.
That's
the
right.
way you think, the way you analyze issues, when problems come, when you meet customers, you talked about that, and I've picked that from you. Like the way you meet customers, the way you talk to them, even if you are bargaining from them, the way you speak to them, they don't need anything big from you. If just your words, you have to be able to speak to them very well. You have to appreciate them, because without them, the farmers, you are nothing.
That's right.
You can't stop your work and then come into do everything yourself. Yeah, you are not jack of all trades. You can't be jack of all trades. So with all these small principles, I think it's helping. I think last time I was talking to you, I don't know whether I mentioned this, learning our system, that topic. Yeah, it saved me from GRA, some wahala. You see, we had some issue with TCC, and we went over to them, as you said, your story was you went around, a friend came to visit you, and I don't know whether it was GRE or
one of those.
The category. Yeah, they came over, and then he was just shouting at them, but you told them that, Master, you have to get time for them. You have to speak to them very well. And it's a good one. I went there, exhibited that, and it has paid off. I dove off my heart to you. It's a good one. And even it's a principle now I've learned. If I meet the police on the way,
show respect.
They checking. Just respect them. They don't need anything from you. Just show them respect.
Show respect.
Forget about degree. I have this like this jovial degree. Degree is nothing. Even the thermometer have degrees. So human beings, we have it. You don't have it.
Somewhere.
Yeah. It's an A4 sheet with your name, and they even say it's awarded. It's not something you even fought for. It's an award they are giving to you. So awarded to you. So just this A4 sheet, you can't be riding on it and say, you've gotten the whole world. It's just A4 sheet. But what is in your head is what you are necessary, what you are doing with dedication. And I think you are helping us with that. Thanks so much.
It's just basic. It's like learning. Okay, for instance, you're an engineer. The mining, there are principles. Whatever processes that you're running there are principles. If you are not being taught, it's difficult for you to run it, isn't it? It's the same with life. There are few things that you must be taught or you must know about life. And once you know those things, then you live. No matter how they plant you, you will try. You'll do far better than you not knowing those things. And so, and for me, one of the best things is being positive as well. Positivity is key. You cannot be so negative and pessimistic about our country. You know, you can't be so much desperate. And
yeah, I think being pessimistic about our country, I think it boils down to, as you said, the history. So with some of us in the mining sector, if you sit there and look at the geological map of Ghana, our country is not poor. Never. Because we have like about 5 to 6 gold belts in Ghana. From your Ashanti to your Kibi Winneba belt. And in between them, we have your basin, which is giving us our bauxite. How is it that the white media termed Africa and our place as poor? We are not poor, because I think I heard from this one too from you. If somebody is poor, why do you come to that person?
That's right. It's poor. So why are you here?
Why are you here? And you know, I went to the bistro just recently. The bus I picked, there was a white man. He's a Lebanese. I was conversing with him. Hey, he told me, Ghana, there are a lot of opportunities here. I said, hey, where are they?
They see it.
He has come here to establish. He says he's looking for a place to establish restaurants. So he's waiting for his brother from Cote d'Ivoire. He's going to pick the brother from Cote d'Ivoire, and then they will be in Accra to find a place to establish restaurant. So with our in Ghana, Africa. Currently, I'm reading a book by Tom Burgess.
Okay.
The Looting Machine.
Okay.
And if you read the book, I'm not done yet. That's what
I'll go look for it. The Looting Machine.
Okay. The Looting Machine. Tom Burgess.
Okay, Tom Burgess.
Tom Burgess. That is the thing that talks about it. It talks about the oligarchs, the smugglers, the corporates who are looting Africa, our resources. And Tom Burgess is a white person, but he says he's one of the honest people, the honest white, let me say that way. He has even been sued by some mining companies in Africa. This company, GNRC also, and then other companies, Gencore and other companies, for what he revealed to us through his book. And you realize that there is a system which is keeping us poor, because whilst we are fighting, there is some force somewhere picking our gold, our diamond, our coltan away. How come? In fact, if you are using a tablet right now, any computer appliance, about 90 to 95% of the components, majority of them come from Africa. From Congo, because of the coltan.
The coltan.
They use
and
the
yet
lithium.
Congo, they say Ebola all the time. There's Ebola. This is why people. This Ebola is not sustainable. There's always Ebola somewhere.
And as we are speaking to you right now, there's an upcoming, and also the other day we will be to Corona, I don't know, monkeys of disaster. And I think I told you last time that I was really angry when I saw some of the pictures. We are saying you are saying it's not here yet. But all the pictures circulating is black pictures. And there are pictures that they said they took, I think, way back 80s or 90s, and they are using it now. So with this mindset, the media, the role of the media have to really help us. And I think you, Odiahenka, and then some people I've been listening to, they are really helping. If you listen to Professor Small, you know that, the same people who are saying that we are worshiping gods came to take some of the tools, the artifacts, and now it's in Buckingham Palace. You have to pay money to go and watch them. You see, so those of us we term as dedicated people, we have to read wide and then invest our people with the kind of knowledge we are getting. and the youth, we have like a whole lot of stuff to do. As you said, with shaping our mindsets, and let's take for instance, as you said, this very mindset. So if you sit down, your mind, if you break it down, your mind, the way it is set, like if you sit down, you break it down. So you have to, if currently you know that there's some paradigm your mind have been shifted to, so it's up to you to reset it through what you absorb every day, every time, it will shape your life. Yeah. So I always tell friends that aside some people who are naturally born like good, your environment also influence your academic levels, because if you are in a home and a lot of them are academically good, naturally you'll be good. Because some of us, I'll say, yeah, my elder siblings, before I even started school, then time I was able to read Mr. Kuma Has Little Cat or whatever. but I was not even class 2, or because when they come to the house all the time, they've been reading that book, class 3 book, but me, I was about starting. So, and if you put it in front of me, I might not be able to pinpoint it, but what you hear all the time, it really shapes and then influence your life. And I found this statement of you very profound. I think recently you said that the whites, they've placed it in the Canada that all the entertainment, all the activities that goes on, they will invite us to participate, except technology. And it's very true. In fact, I sat down and I even went to the internet, YouTube, to look for some. They have these robotic competitions and other stuff. Though now I think they want to start some of these things, but they are just the basic. They should have started long time ago. And even this one that we are doing, I think we are even forcing ourselves into them. Because
when it comes to music,
we are part.
Music. They will come. Sports, they will call us. Church, they will call us.
Everything they will call us.
When it comes to factory, mining, technology, production.
No.
Is it that?
And it's very profound.
You know, it's intentional. If you read about industrialization, the British will say that they started with the steam engine, you know, coal and all those. And they say, but I always ask them, so why didn't they start those things in the 5th century? They only started in the 17th, 18th century. After they had come to loot. Now, who cannot go to the lab and start to fidget with anything if you have a lot of resources? Fantastic. And you have picked a lot of wisdom from almost everybody and repackage them, put your name on them. And you even use some of the people to build it and put your name on it. Who will not? And then when they had those technologies, what they did was that they really kept the technologies from spreading everywhere. So if you start to read about industrialization, you see that there were few countries that they transported the technology to. Okay, and if you did not look white, they were not going to send those technologies to you. And they were not going to give you technical education, especially higher technical education like engineering, mathematics, technology. They said no.
Yeah.
Because those then will form the base for you to think to build factories. And that will mean that if you start to industrialize, if you start to build technology, then your gold, you will mine them yourself. Then your cocoa, you will not export them. Your timber, you will not export them. And that's why if you look even at political leadership, how many of them are very technical? How many of them? Why? Those were intentional. They were teaching them theology. So PhD in theology, you know, PhD in art, PhD in something, but PhD in science. When they were here from 14th century, Kwabena Nkrumah University is just 70 years now. Legon was just 70 years the other time. Even Legon, 70% of the courses they do, we don't need them. We don't need them. Because when you finish school, what are you going to do with those courses? So technically, you and the other one who didn't go to school, you are the same. So
very true.
You can't solve them. And education is for you to solve problems. Think create systems to solve problems. That's education. If you can't do that, you're not educated. Regurgitating, reading and talking. It's not, you don't need to go to school to learn English. It's a language. You put anybody there, go to England or go to where they study. There are a lot of Chinese who have never gone to any classroom to study English, but they're speaking English, So that is where they have us. They keep technology, they keep the funds, and they keep the market from Africa. And they create, so you are focusing, but you're focusing on things that will never change your destiny. Even if you're producing music, if you produce music, what is it going to do? You will dance. After that, what happens? This World Cup that they want us to go, we will go and come. Even if you come with a World Cup, people will still be stealing your gold, your diamond. When it rains, it will still flood. Your graduates will still be looking for visa to travel, go through the desert. Why? Because without you building industries, you can't create jobs. And that's where we have to pay attention, because that is what grows any economy. In agriculture, in construction, in commerce, in education, in the health sector, we need minds that are developed in software. So really, when you talk of opportunities and when it is here, the problem is where our attention is, where our focus is. And that's what we seek to do. And the moment you have this understanding, travel to America if you want to go and look. But don't think that if you don't travel, you will not succeed. That's a lie. As a matter of fact, if you want to become a millionaire, then don't travel. If you want to get $1 million, 200 million, 100 million kind of money, don't travel. The easiest is to be here and build investment or build business. It's the best way to become a millionaire without stealing somebody's money, without joining politics or starting a church. Working with your brain to build an entity, to create wealth and solve problems and create opportunities for a lot of people. Is here. It's here. It's not outside. When you go, the best you can do is to get a job. And how many? If you study, get this fast and see what is the average salary of America, of even white America. What is the average salary? Less than 1% can make the people who make more than 500,000. Very few. Very few. The rest are between, the rest are between 30,000 to maybe 60,000. Bulk of them. And that one, you have to pay taxes and pay everything out of it. So how many of them can have $1 million? So if you really read and you have the facts, then you go to so-called school, you travel, but if you want to build wealth, the opportunities are enormous. And that's why the foreigner told you, they see it. We don't, because our focus has been changed, has been shifted.
Yeah, very, very, very true. Because until recently, for you to get admission into any engineering courses outside, it wasn't easy. But with nursing, easily you can get the medicine, because they think for that one, how does medicine change? Because for medicine to even work, it needs technology. You need biomedical engineers, you need electrical engineers to fabricate something to help the doctor to work with it.
That's right.
So then it wasn't easy. Even for you to get admission outside Ghana to study
engineering,
it's so difficult. But with these social sciences courses,
they will give you
English.
They will give you
simple.
Yeah.
When it comes to linguistics, it was very. It is. As
You,
of now, it's
you,
very easy.
You do research on African Americans who have PhD in physics, chemistry, mathematics, or engineering. Intentionally, they cut a lot of them from that. But theology, they will give you. You just do statistics on that, because those are the drivers of industry. Machine tools, those things. If we can't think to build those, then you'll bring a foreigner to come and set up some plants and say that you are building factory. You're not building factory. The base of industrialization is us building the tools. The lathe machines, the rebar boring machines, those machines that you are using to make tools. Those are the machines. That's the base of industry. And that's why we have to get a lot of our people. And if I were president, I would say 90% of the people for the next 50 years should be doing science, engineering, mathematics. And even if you're cooking in the university, There are 3 courses that I will let everybody do. No matter what you do in the university. You will do history, African history, you will do finance, and you will do technology. These 3, everyone must have them. So you can be reading English, but these 3. So when you come out, you can build anything with it. You know. It's
a good one. And as these 3, finance, for instance, you can get even a professor who teaches accounting and they are still suffering in terms of, if not, why will even, I don't want to go there, but a whole property or whatever, we'll be fighting for salary increment or these allowances.
See?
Yeah, it's all because of
the financial education. The financial education. And you must read that, you must study. After the history, financial education. The world runs on money. It's not the accounting, no, I'm not talking about financial education, how to create money, how to preserve it, as you said, and how to multiply it. You must learn it. As a matter of fact, today I was discussing something with Marie. Said that if you want to go to university and you want to build business, then the course, you will not worry. If you want to look for a job, you will worry about the course. But if you want to build business, you don't care anything that they give you, especially if you can get some basic mathematics skill, you'll be fine. You come out, you can build anything, anywhere. You can go into agriculture and build a lot of businesses there. You can go into construction, build a lot of businesses there. You can go into commerce, build a lot of businesses there. You can go into fashion, anywhere, because then you have the eyes and the skill set to pick any idea and build business around it. And that's how wealth is created. Not the ones that they steal from the country. The one that you build yourself. You can plant anybody anywhere. If they have this skill set, they'll become successful, hugely successful. Not traveling. And so when people have not been equipped, especially our people, then they will be desperate to say that they can't see, because you have to have that eye to see, and that one comes from knowledge. Proper knowledge. And once you understand money, then you will say, when I get to America, when you get to America and you work 8 hours, you think the people who are working 8 hours are rich. Oh, when I get a law in America, I'll be rich. No, that's not like that. Wealthy is the one that has built a machine, said that whether they move or they stay, they're still producing money. That is the wealthy. And that's why you can build it anywhere. It's a product of a developed mind. So continue.
So with I'm still in the book, the Streamline, How to Teach Yourself Money. And it's a book I would recommend to anyone. Honestly, it should be part of your any holy book you are using, whether the Bible or Quran. It's very concise, and it's not because I'm close to you. It's really helping because it teaches you and it opens your mind. Because you made me understand that for you to be able to understand the importance of personal financial education, it means you have the ability to make you have the right fundamental knowledge, and then you have the skill set to make the right decision. If you lack these things, you can end. You be the highest earner in your corporate or whatever, and you still be the poorest. You spend everything. And with this, I've realized that for us to get to a stage, for us, when you say a nation it means it has gained economic independence, right? Aside everything, if you have economic independence, you are free. Peace will definitely come, because even the Bible says the love of money
is the root
of all evil. So if you have money, and they always say, and you have one money is true, because yes, if you are there, you have built factories and other stuff. You pray say agent talk assassin so and assassin so say ni nyina yenko
say yenko heaven almost yenko heaven we never catch it.
But if you are building something over here, And I always, at times with my colleagues, I always say this: the lazy and the poor, the kind of mindset are, yeah, obi or yeah, poor, no lazy, no. It's so bad. They are the kind of group of people who always have their bad mindset about anything. They are not pessimistic at all.
No.
They are not optimistic at all. They are all the time. They are very pessimistic. They have negative attitude, negative. The lens they are wearing is always negative. It's all because it means me penami nya the end So that is it. And I know our people, the whites, they've kept us in that corner, and they have partitioned our continent into different economic power. So I heard that from here. I realized in the book, and I went to search for something. If you look at the ethno-linguistic map of Africa, that is the language map of Africa. If you sit down and study it, you're going to get more than 3 countries that have that speak the same language. So if you study it, it's kind of something which is intentional. It was intentional because if you look at, I'm talking about official language. Even your official language, they say how much more our tribalistic or the ethnic languages. So Ghana, for instance, we share border with Côte d'Ivoire, which is French, and then top of it, Burkina Faso, Togo, they all speak French. And in between Ghana and Nigeria, we have Togo and Benin speaking what? French. But Nigeria speaks English. And then Chad, which is closer to Nigeria a bit, just at the northeast part of it. They don't speak French. They don't speak English. They speak Arabic. Just imagine. I start to be corrected, but that's it. And one thing that baffles me was Senegal and Gambia. How come Gambia is engulfed in Senegal and Gambia speaks English, but Senegal speaks French? And you all of us will bear in mind that, and will agree with me that if you, even Ghanaians, if those who have traveled outside, they tell us that if you are in USA, whatever, and you meet somebody who speaks your dialect, when it just you become one, you are happy to meet your brother. We are brothers because we speak the same language. We understand ourselves. Babylon was not able to, they were not able to complete Babylon because of what? Different languages. So if that thing in the Bible really worked, and one continent, about 54 states, we are not speaking the same language, how are we going to develop? So it was something that I think it was intentional.
Yeah, it was.
I still don't get it.
Oh, it was intentional.
If you go to the islands, Seychelles, Cape Verde, around South Africa, those places, they have different language. They are not speaking the same language as ours. Some are speaking the Arabic and French. This book I read from 1965 to 2000, from third world country to first world country, by Lee Kuan Yew, Singaporean president, their first prime minister. They were interviewing him, and they asked him that why is he not encouraging a lot of multi-party system in the country, and then that because that one is part of the democracy, whatever. He's not being democratic. And he said one thing, it was very profound. He said that you are a country, you are people's targets, you are not stable, you are vulnerable. All that you are thinking about now is democracy. We should encourage a lot of multi-party system. He is not against that, but he wants the best. If he sees that the opposition, they are very side, like they love the country, they really like their country, and they will always stand to fight for their country. There's no way he's going to discourage them. But if he sees that you are being influenced by the foreign media and you try to form your party, he will shut you down.
I agree with him. Now, of course, he has developed. Has he not developed?
Yes, because he needs
What?
positive and healthy competition.
That's right.
Not daddy politicians.
Yeah.
And when they talk about daddy politicians, I understand. Because that's politician, you want to talk about dark. You don't see the nature of dark, whether they are flying or they are. You can't know, like, unless they are fighting before they're able to fly. He's not encouraging that.
That book is a very fat book, very big.
In fact, they should share it to our parliamentarians, and it should be part of their syllabus. They should be part of it, so that at least
I read it twice.
Because it's a system. Wow.
I read it twice. I think 2004 thereabout. Plus Bill Clinton's book. It was also a fat book, and somewhere he said that he met Nkrumah. Nkrumah took him to Legon. Nkrumah showed him students who were reading Greek and some other courses. And Nkrumah was very happy. And he told himself, "You are a developing country and your best students are reading Greek. What are you going to do with it?"
Fantastic.
That's something that Nkrumah means.
Yes. And they even interviewed him, and I think he
said the same thing,
in a different direction. Yeah. But because they have to speak the same language before they can, because if you are going a certain direction, you need people who are backing you, good followers, who speaks your language, language in terms of everything, not just the linguistic aspect of
it. And that's something I don't understand. Why Nkrumah opted for English and not Akan to say that this is our national language. Why didn't he do that? Or maybe why didn't he use at least the 3 top languages? To say that all these languages are in our schools. The English, I agree, use it. But just say that it's just the language that a lot of people speak around the world. So that is one of it. But then you put the other languages there to make the people feel like you're proud people. And you can go to school and study so-called physics and chemistry in your language. Why didn't he do that? That side marvels me. I don't know why he did that. Because that was an error. Because then you don't put any sense of dignity and identity and confidence in your people. Your own language, you can't even use it anywhere. Now you go to secondary school, they don't even, it's not compulsory. But if you don't pass English, you will not go to university. And then when they finish, you want them to become anything. What would they become?
Wow.
You see?
That is very fantastic.
What would you want them to? So you build the people, even if 10 people speak that language, make them feel proud. Because without confidence, people cannot take risk. If they are not bold, they can't take risk. Any culture that the people are very confident, they are worthy. Even in Ghana, look at the cultures that are very rich and very critical, and they fight for their independence. Look at them, they are very proud of their culture.
Very.
The other ones who are hiding their culture, they don't take any risk, they are poor. Any people who cannot fight will be poor, fight for your dignity.
Yeah.
And if anything that you want to instill in people is be proud of who you are, what you have, and don't tell me that it's English. It's not English. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what are some of the top lessons that you have picked, whether from the radio, or from the YouTube, or from the books?
Okay.
5 top lessons as we wrap up.
Okay. So before that, I want to just touch on this. We talked about money equality. Money equality.
Okay.
It was very, very profound. It just marvels me. How did you get that? Because
let me tell you something. God gave all of us talent. And anytime that you're using that talent that God gave you, you become God.
Fantastic.
Okay. So all of us, the moment you connect with that gift, you operate at a level where you are unstoppable. And you say things and write things that ordinarily you will not even think of it. So anytime that I'm writing, I get to that point. I get to that point where I write things that ordinarily I would not even talk of. Sometimes even when I'm talking, especially on radio, you can see that I start from a certain level, then it gets to a point. So you will say things that you will not have thought of them, but you say them. And it's almost like you become, another spirit takes over. And I think that's a talent that all of us have. So footballers have it, politicians have it, everybody. You just have to know the domain that talent is, and you operate with it. And I think that is where all of us, our greatness lies. So you see great footballers, when they get to a point, they are going to score, and they don't even remember they were the one playing the football. So great boxers, they get to a point that you can see that they throw the hands and it's not them. They become God at that point. So it's the same with writing and with speaking. Anything that you're good at is the same. Even surgeons, those who are very good, they get to a point they are tired, they do the cutting and it's not them doing it. It's another force. And so the same force that will cause the baby to grow in the stomach is the same force that will cause the seed. Your part is to grow the seed, is to plant the seed. But the force that forces the seed to become a tree is not within you. And that is what they call the supernatural. And so I think it works in all of us.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that part because there's one thing about women, and in our culture, I think we are trained that way. Some men do look down upon women when it comes to money. But I can say without mentioning words that women are more good managers of money than men. And they are multipliers. Because if you look at these petty traders, a lot of them are women. You can give a woman like 100 cedis to start, let's say, orange business. And let's say you start this orange fruit, and it will get to a time you will set up a whole shop selling fruit. And in fact, you went down.
The truth is that women are far more intelligent than men.
Fantastic. You see, you made a certain statement, and that same statement, Pastor Mensa Okyere has talked about it before.
Okay.
The statement was, you are saying you are more like now you've married the person, or the person has agreed to be your girlfriend or whatever, and you think you are superior. Have you forgotten that when you were in the classroom, women were topping the classes?
Yeah, you see?
And I said, this dude, like, you've heard from him or what? Like, you are also repeating that. It means that statement, there's some.
You were in the same classroom with her, and she was beating.
Yeah. And after listening to that, in fact, my mind, everything about, in fact, women is solid now. They are good. They are more intelligent than men. In fact, they are the best CIDs you can ever get. Unless they say, oh, if a woman wants to, in fact, catch you, there's no way.
They'll catch you. And
so look at
you as a young man, if you pick wrong woman, all the school you have gone to is useless.
Very true. Very true.
If you pick a good one, you multiply faster. It's it's exponential. Yeah. It's exponential, because now you're just about 20 something. If you pick a woman and you want to, and let's say you live to 90, that is about 70 years. So if you pick a wrong partner, that's 70 years of suffering. But most of them are good. Most of them, 99% of them are good. It's the men who don't know, who have not been equipped and trained to handle them. But majority of them are good. So, and you, as somebody who has gone to school, you have to pick somebody who has gone to school, so that their boldness to question and confront you is there. They should have the courage to challenge you and fight you, to prevent you from going for girlfriends and a lot of wives.
And it's a good one, because if you don't have a woman in your life who manages your lifestyle, I think you will go wayward.
Yeah.
Look at a place without drains. The water just flows in the direction it gets. So, but with our culture, sometimes in that aspect, I blame our culture a bit, because it doesn't encourage women to talk or something like that. So you grow up seeing them as servants of men. but it shouldn't be so.
But look
Nowadays,
at the Queen mothers. They are powerful.
Very powerful. Okay, that aspect too. It's very, very, because they are the people who select kings.
Yeah.
And
so we have empowered them. I think the small people, the ordinary people, are the one trying to sit on women.
Okay, thanks for that correction. Yeah. And I think Professor Small even talk about that. Upon all the cultures we have in the world, it's only the white culture which says that men were the first creators, and it's not true. And that one I agree with him, because women they have been multiplying for us to like get anything in this world. I've not seen a cock which has laid egg before or something like that. So it's everything. The multiplication comes from the women. So
okay. So which means that if you want to grow a business, the multiplication, the magic will come from the woman.
Yeah. So I think that one is very profound.
Nice.
So that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
So you were talking about my 5 best. What was it again? My 5 lessons.
Yeah. What is the best? Top maybe worst topic principles that you leave us with?
Okay, so I'll start with mindset.
Okay.
Mindset. Anytime I hear mindset, I become happy, because our mindset is everything. I have this principle that the moment you are born, it's like this automatic car. We have the reverse, the neutral, and then we have drive, which will propel you forward. If you have the right mindset, you'll be able to shift your gear to drive, and you will go forward. If you have the let me say the mediocre mindset, you'll be at neutral.
Okay.
And you'll be at neutral because when a car is at neutral position, you'll be pushing with kakra. You'll be pushing and so be pushing it depends on the terrain.
Okay.
So if you have that right mindset, and then the reverse direction is so I picked lessons from the 3 mindsets you talked about.
Wow.
That is the 4 mindsets, the middle mindset, and then the rich mindset, or the wealthy one. And you talk about the 4 mindsets. It's not about the factors that attribute to that is not dependent on your education background, the position you are you have, or like it's not just the appearance, but how you behave, how you treat people, your knowledge about money, the principles you have, because you can meet a farmer seller and that person can have the rich mindset.
Fantastic.
Because you mentioned that those people who are in doing people's job, let me say workers, whether government workers or private, who are working for people, if they are being laid off today, some of them might even die by the next 2 months or so, because they don't know where their next meal is coming from. But the farmer seller has started something small, and they know where their meals are coming from. Some of them have saved, the charcoal seller or whatever, and the money you want to get is not in the coat or that tie you wear, but it's in your mindset. That's how you set your mind. And it has really helped me, and it's really helping me a lot. That it has made me aware that Masa school near year, but
if
money has left the classroom long time ago. We don't get money from classroom again. It's just an institution to help you to manage your lifestyle and polish you a bit. But you have to have the right mindset. And no matter how, whether you're a professor, PhD, or whatever, you can grow to a certain level that the society will see say you are a prominent person, but still you might have the wrong or the poor mindset. Yeah, and it's something that I've learned a lot from. And the next one talks about ethics. Ethics is one thing our job they talk about it a lot, because if you don't have the right attitude, and ethics is all about attitude. If you don't have the right attitude, you can't be contained anywhere. You can't work with anyone. They can tolerate you for a certain period of time, but with time, in fact, your emotional intelligence, how you analyze situation, how you are able to absorb people, pressure. If you don't have that, in fact, the right ethics, you can't be fit anywhere. You can't rule even your family. If you are a family man, there's no way you can train up your children to be one of the. And that goes with this topic you treated. Be a man. Yes, you can't say you're a man and then listen. You are either throwing your hands around, you are just going to talk to people seeking, like, if when situation comes, when difficult times comes, stand in, absorb it, and it all goes on. What them call for car, like you are doing business, you are owing someone. You should be a man. If you don't have the money to pay the person, call that person, talk to the person that, oh, so and so, I don't have the money now. I'm expecting this amount in this time. But you shouldn't switch off your phone. You shouldn't run away. Like, just be a man and absorb pressure coming from. In fact, it's so interesting. So with that, I think it was so good. And the next one, to I would say critical thinking. That topic you have to revisit again. As a nation which is more than 50 years, you can't realize your road from Accra to Kumasi. You are facing a lot of accidents and you are happy. Yes, critical thinking, that topic is so interesting. And it all boils down to we are not hitting the right on the head. If we are not having motorcade in front of, let's say, our politicians to pave way for them, and they are stuck in the traffic, sweating like us.
Yeah, they will stop it.
They would have had proper mindset. Yeah. And with their shock absorbers in their beneath their cars.
Yeah, they don't feel it.
You even feel comfortable when they trim their bottles. So with this person, no one goes in his or her comfort zone.
That's right.
So if they have that critical thinking mindset, they would have done some of these things and will be happy. So and then I think freedom to it was solid. You know why?
Because I really watch the videos.
Oh, as I said, I think there's no single. If I open my YouTube right now, you see YouTube do suggest topic things that you watch frequently. Kwabena Obeng Darko. In fact, in my PC, if I go to my URL and I type Kena, you see W following. So Kwabena Obeng Darko there is everywhere, and it's it was mentioned that you can say that you are free when you can decide what to do with your time, with your own time. As we are speaking right now, it's 11:21. By 4:30, I have to wake up and then prepare to go to work. By 5:45, work has started. So I'm in bondage. Yes. So until I'm able to do whatever, like I'm able to sleep.
You said that, though. I didn't say that, though.
Yeah, I'm saying this. Yeah. And I'm not free. I've not attained the freedom. I've not gotten to that freedom ladder yet. The topmost of the freedom ladder, I've not gotten to that place because somebody is dragging you all the time to come in to do something for that person. But you can only say you have the freedom when you can decide what to do with your time. You can sleep at any time. You have businesses that are running for you, wake up at any time, and then go there, you do inspect or whatever. So, but before you can attain that freedom, you have to put structures and systems. It's something that I also want you to talk about it in your subsequent with those systems and structures. If you put in the right system and structures, it will help you get there. But if you do things anyhow, you don't account for anything.
So that's exactly that's what it means that traveling does not make you free. The systems and structures.
Exactly. The
systems. Now you are working. You see the business you're building. You say that, okay, I want to lift this business to a stage where I'm going to build my own palm oil processing plant. I want to own my own palm farm. You know, I don't know how they call it. Palm tree,
palm plantation.
Oh yeah, palm farm plantation. You see, I want to own that. Maybe 100 acres, 1,000 hectares, and I have a processing plant. I want to invest in, a mining company. I want to own my own mining company. I want to do this. If you do that for the next 20 years, how much are you going to eat? And it's all structure. You have your structure that you said, I want to follow this 5 years time, 10 years time, 15 years time. This is what I want to do. And you follow through. That's it. So there's no growth without structure. There's no expansion, development without structure. No. So if anybody promises anything and they can't build structures, forget it. It's not true. They will fall in. Today they will go up. Tomorrow they will go down. And so success, financial success, is structure. The moment you have a structure, you have the routine, you have processes that you are following. That's it. Then don't worry. You'll always be sure of the product because then your structures are intact. And so you can always predict whether somebody is going to do well or they are going to fail. But how structured they are in their thinking, how systemic they are in how they go about things. And that's where freedom really is.
Yeah. So I think I can go on and on. Food proximity was also very good. Yeah. And then I think the latest one, you are your network. Solid one. You are your network. When I heard it, I think when I'm free, I have to also do some cut and pay something in there and then send it to some of our university, like those graduates. And I always tell people that if I meet a university graduate, like somebody, an undergraduate student right now, and you ask me to advise the person, I think study hard will be the last thing I'll talk about. Or I might not even talk about it at all.
Why?
Because, you work for Kamele. You want somebody to advise you. Just by the way.
That's right.
One thing I will talk about is networking. I always say this, I still don't get it. How can you graduate from, let's say, Kwabena University of Science and Technology, about 6 colleges or so, with different faculties and departments? You graduate as an engineer. You don't have friends. You don't have a friend who was a medical student, a planning, architecture, business. Masa, then you should go back and take your certificate because in real life after school, you need them.
That's right.
We wanted to do some negotiation. So I had a friend who, way back to University, honestly, I have a lot of friends, aside because of the electrical repairs and then these student activities. So every faculty I have friends.
Strategies.
Right? Yeah. Right now, if I'm sick, sometimes I don't even go to the hospital. I will call some of my friends, the pharmaceutical guys working at NS Chemist, Pharma. Oh man, I'm having this, and the kind of medicine they recommend it to you. Even village hospital, they might not even have that in mind. And Masa, you are good to go. If you're having land issue, you can call these land economy guys, some of them working at land commission. Oh, do this. it's part of the network.
That's
and
right.
then business issues, filing of taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You can call your business guys, those who did the accounting.
Yeah.
If it comes to, let's say, your car insurance policy, the architecture, what do you call actuarial science
Mm-hmm.
people, they are there. And you should have all these people. If I mention, I can mention the kind of friends I made from these people. So I just wonder how, because your classmates, how can your, let's say, your course mates will be your
Only be
solo
your
friends?
network.
I don't get it. Because they are the same people. When is the if it's only job that you are looking for, then you are dead because you are even competing with them for job.
The
How
poor person,
are they going to
the
link you?
poor,
Yes.
the poor and the average go to school for grade.
Mm.
The wealthy go to school for network.
Yes. So you made a certain statement, and I have a friend who is a biochemist right now.
Yeah.
We used to. He was also at Kunti. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We used to say this. The only reason we take our children to private or cooperative school,
Mm-hmm.
it's not because of academics.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of us, we started from the government school.
Anywhere, you are there.
It's the network they will
That's
build.
right. Yeah, it's true.
Because
That is true.
even in schools, when you go to, I can't remember when you Unity, I don't know whether they stop. First year, we used to have a rep your school. Master, if you go to a certain school, you are not going to see your mates. So yes, you'll be at that uniform of flashing once and for all.
I'm
You'll
gonna
be seeing.
No, but network is everything, is that because if you really network is everything. If you really look at life, there's a friend who will recommend you to get this job. A friend will recommend this girl to you. You know, most of the girlfriends that you pick came from some friend. You know, you went to meet some friend and you met the girl there. Money, almost everything, business contracts is all coming from the network.
It's very true, and it's part of the skill set. Right. We also talk about it. It's a skill set that we have to learn. It's one of those intangible skills you have to get. How to network with people, and then not just see them, say hi. They should remember your name.
That's right.
You should be able to connect with people. Instead that, if you have any problem, issue, they can help you. And they say this, you are the sum of the 5 friends around you. Yes. It's because true. For instance, right now, if you need 1,000 Ghana cedi and you pick your phone, you talk about it, and you can't get a single person in your contact to give you the master, go and set the phone and use the money. You are broke. Because and in fact, networking is one thing for me. For instance, it really helped. Because anywhere you go, you need somebody to show you the way, and then building the right network will help you to gain a lot of us.
You see, those of us who went to school, we shy away from fame, lights, following. Look at Shatawale now. Shatawale can take his number and call the president. And there are a lot of professors in our country who cannot even call the Minister of Education.
Very true.
Look at Asamoah Jai. He's launching his book. Look at the people who came. Good. They go for the light. They go for the concentration. They go for the fame. You cannot have a talent and hide it. You can't build a product and hide it. We have to learn to go out and let people know what we have. You know, but when you go to school, they try to kill that spirit. And that's why a lot of people who have higher education struggle in life. Because the key things that you need, it's not so much about how perfect the product is. It's about who knows the product. How many people know the product? There are a lot of people that we buy, a lot of products that you buy, not because they are the best, it's because that you saw them somewhere. So people buy what they see. You know? So we just have to, even if you are shy, we have to bring our companies out. We have to bring our talent out. Whatever that we know, people should know that we know this. And it's difficult for those of us who went to school. And that's why we stay average.
Yeah, and yeah, it's very true. I have a critical example. I think at my workplace, a boss wanted a call for the son. I just picked my phone, call one of the lecturers I do, we talk about it, and then boom, we are there. He has gotten, you see, Quinty, we have the normal room and the executive room. First year, near one executive room, just imagine. So this network, and the reason why I said, wow, this man is there. Because it's one of the things, if you meet any university graduates now and you ask about them, like, we say, and I'm fine, hey, meet them in pain. Who told you? Yeah, no.
Sorry. No, about classroom. I
say that is the triangular life. How should your life be like that? Lectures, your room, and then church. No, you should be able to connect with a lot of people because you need them. Not in school, after school. They will become somebody like how you're also fighting to become someone. And I think it's a good one. So Ms. Oben, thanks so much for that. So
we have had a good time. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Very much impressed.
I'm also impressed. In fact, I will thank my brother Stanley Doji. I think I introduced, like, we were having conversations. Oh, he's also one person who reads a lot.
Yeah,
like,
Stanley.
So when I met him, I was like, oh, me too, I have books. We do share books, read. If you discover anything good there, then we share. So I said, oh, man, Charlie, my kote papa bi pa o piece of film. Hey, and someone can, man, the exact words I'm using. So I was saying, he said, who is that kid? So I mentioned your name and he said, oh, then I'll go and search for it. That night, I was there and he called around 9:10 there. Man, I'm listening to your man. Oh, he's powerful. I said, hey. Yeah. So if somebody is, let's say, outside here and they might think, I don't want to kung fu be now. So we are talking about the good news here. So he also introduced me to you through the WhatsApp platform.
Okay.
Because he told me, man, that he even have some platform. I said, now platform mate. And so they have some mindset platforms sometimes. I said, oh, okay, that's fine. So I told him to put me on, and then later he told me, oh, I've spoken to you. I said, hey, you spoken to him. I said, wow. I was just happy. So I just told you that he should give me the number and then I speak to you. And I think you have all it is, that magnetic features. The way you talk to us, you've not seen the person before, but the way it's a skill. All these are skills, and with this kind of skill sets, apart from you, another person I've experienced is from is one white man at the job place. In fact, the way he receives you, as if he has known you from Madam, and I think it's one of the best features and characteristics we have to learn. So thanks so much, and I pray that your good work is still bearing fruits.
That's right.
I pray it extends to larger extent. Gradually, some of us, if we listen to you for the first time, you will not be convinced enough. But with time, you are going to understand and then know the lights. Yeah. Thanks so much, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you, actually. Thank you. So we'll talk another time.
All right. And greetings to your wife too for me. You are fortunate to get a mathematician. All right. So have a nice
same to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So thank you, Okyere, once again for taking your time to share all this with us. If you happen to watch this, Okyere is an engineer. He works in the mining company in Ghana. He's a young man, and he's been following some of the things that we do, and he shared his wisdom with us. So if you want his contact, you can send me a message, and I'll connect you to him. That's what we are doing. So thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. Thank you.